Hi, how are you? It's Dr. Muso. Today we want to talk about what took place in Italy. We want to focus on the World War One. The World War One, we discovered that it started in 1914 and it ended in 1918. And we know that in 1919, Italy was invited to become part and parcel of those countries that were going to deliberate what was supposed to take place in Europe after the World War One. So we've got the statesmen of those countries that won the war in 1914. We had Woodrow Wilson from USA. We have got Lloyd George, Lord George from Britain. We have got Clemenceau, Georges Clemenceau from France. We have got Victor Orlando from Italy. We also have got Tojo from Japan. But we are worried about Victor Orlando from Italy. So when he attended the Versailles settlement of 1919, there are countries that Italy expected on the Versailles settlement. There are countries that Italy thought she was going to be given after the Versailles settlement. But before we talk about the Versailles settlement, we discover that the war started in 1914. When it started in 1914, Italy did not join the war. She only joined the war in April 1915. She was promised territorial gains. If you join the war, if you become part and parcel of the war, we are going to give you some territories. We are going to give you Dalmatia, Istria, South Tyrol. So join us, join the members of the Triple Entente. So Italy joined the Allied powers in 1915. So when she joined the Allied powers in 1915, the war ended in 1919. So when it ended in 1919, Italy thought she was going to be given these areas. So a person might come wanting you to list the countries that Italy expected to be given on the Versailles settlement. So which were these areas? There was a South Tyrol. She thought that she was going to be given South Tyrol, and when she joined the war, she was promised to be given this area. There was also Istria. She was promised to be given Istria. She was also going to be given Trieste. This was also another area that she was going to be given. She was promised to be given Adalia, another area. She was also promised to be given Albania. She was also promised to be given Treneto, another area that Italy was promised to be given. She was also promised to be given Dalmatia. She was also promised to be given Fiemme. She was also promised to be given Rhodes. So these were the areas that Italy expected to get after the World War One. But guess what? We see that Victor Orlando did not participate further on the deliberations that took place on the Versailles settlement. So the Versailles settlement ended up being dominated by the big three. Who were the big three? Woodrow Wilson from USA, Lord George from Britain, and Georges Clemenceau. These are the three who eventually ended up dominating what took place on the Versailles settlement. So by so doing now, Italy no longer was in a position of getting all these areas that she wanted on the Versailles settlement. Why? It is because she never took part in what took place on the deliberations that eventually took place on the Versailles settlement. So that is what we have on the areas, the countries that Italy expected to be given on the Versailles settlement. Thank you so much. It's Dr. Muso.